Hello, my name is Edgar, aka CanadaMan, and yesterday Riot announced all 30 teams that will be partnered in all 3 of the regions, which means it's time for roster mania, aka who is willing to pay EA the most. Now that we know the 5 NA teams that were partnered, we know what players are now free agents. Now with only 5 NA teams getting partnered, that leaves a lot of good NA talent that are left as free agents looking to get into the tier 1 teams now. So I've decided to look at every single NA org that made it into partnership, look at their current rosters, and then look at the restricted free agents and regular free agents that are currently available in NA, and say in my personal opinion who deserves to get picked up. My top 25 players, which there's only going to be 25 NA player slots, but it won't always be that because it's not just NA, it's the Americas. So there's North America, LATAM, and Brazil. The reason I'm only sticking to 25 NA players right now is because I do believe that for the first couple of years it's going to stay like that, where the NA orgs are going to have NA players, the LATAM orgs are going to have LATAM, Brazil's going to have Brazil. But I do believe that eventually there's going to be NA players with Brazil players with LATAM players all on the same team. It's just for the first couple of years it won't be that. So as you can see here, I made a list of every single NA team that was partnered, as well as their current roster. I also made a list of, in my opinion, the best available players that aren't on a partnered team. I believe that at least 60% of these players will be picked up. Now, if there is anything wrong on these lists, don't blame me, blame the teams, because I got everything here from their official websites, so it's not my fault. So basically in this video, I'm going to go over the current rosters of each partner team. I'm going to go over the best available players for the teams to pick up. And then I'm going to create my top 25. In my opinion, those are going to be the 25 players that will be from NA that will be on the partner teams. If you're wondering why my whiteboard says Y, it's because Riot made this as confusing as possible. How many roster spots do each team have? Is it 5? Is it 5 with a sub, meaning 6? Are there multiple subs available? Because I remember, I swear to God, that when they first announced this, they mentioned that it was going to be 6-man rosters with 1 as a sub. But I can't find that anywhere, so I don't know. I'm just going to keep it as a 5-man for now. They made it so confusing. If you notice, I put all of the roles that each player has, even on the available players, I put their roles. That is, like I said, for what I'm going to be doing here, putting them in the chart, because Valorant is a role-based game. It's not like CSGO where you have like 4 people and then your opper, you know? Now, just because a player is on a partner team does not mean that they will stay on that partner team. A lot of these players might get cut. And I'm going to say, obviously, by the end of this video, I'm going to mention who I think is going to get cut, because I'm going to say who's going to get picked up. The one roster I think will most likely not be the same as Sentinels, because Sentinels is the most confusing to me, because I believe they're going to be the one that goes through the most change, because I thought Shroud left, but on their official website he's still listed, so that's why he's there. And they haven't, only one I found with like an inactive roster. Shazam himself said I believe it was yesterday, he said on stream that he, like, just because he's on a partner team doesn't mean that he's going to stay on that team, you know? So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Shroud, Kenpeki, and Zoms don't make it, honestly. Zoms might just go full-time content creation at this point. So let's go over the players that are available to be picked up. All 5 Optic players are available. I am not sure about Marv though, because he did tweet that he might go full-time streaming, and he has not tweeted about being available, so that's that. Crashies and Victor, I think are duoing. I think they both tweeted that they're going together. Whoever picks one up has to pick the other one up, I think. And then obviously there's Ye, the best player in the world. He will get picked up. It's just a matter of who's willing to give the most money. And then there's FNS, the best IGL in the world. Don't at me. So in my opinion, if Marv is staying in pro, all 5 of them will be picked up. Now these aren't going to be in order. I'm not going to say which team is going to pick them up. I'm just going to say which players I think will be in the teams, basically. I'm not going to say like Sentinels will have 10s, yay, whatever. I'm just going to put the best 5 in each category, and that's who I think is going to be. So obviously I'm just going to put FNS as the IGL, because he is the best IGL, especially NA. You have to agree at least NA. I think he's the best in the world, but you have to at least agree NA. Ye is a special one because I don't know whether to put him in duelist or sentinel because he only plays chamber now, which is a sentinel, but he's not a sentinel. Let's be real. Tens and Ye are in the same boat. I think Tens and Ye are obviously going to both be in it, but they're both under that chamber duelist role. So I'm just going to kind of put them off to the side here for now. Just off to the side for now. I'm just going to add all of Optic because it's obvious that every single player in Optic is going to get picked up. I'm going to leave Marved off because he hasn't explicitly said if he's available. So I'm just going to make it easier for myself and leave him off. I don't know if that's making it easier for myself. Now, one thing about Ye though, he may not end up on an NA team because he explicitly said out of his own Twitter fingers that he is open to either playing in NA or in EMEA. So I think that decision that he ends up making will be very interesting. I'm going to do this list as he's staying in NA. And then we come to the guards roster. Valen, Net, Saya Player, Jonah P, Trent. I think Saya Player is staying NA. Saya Player is Korean, so he could go there, but I'm pretty sure he's staying here. So I'm just going to act like he is. Saya Player is an incredible duelist. So he will be, in my opinion, making this list. I'm gonna do this because every time I scroll, will Valen make it? Let me look at the IGLs. Shazam, Vanity, Evil Geniuses did not have their IGL listed anywhere, so I'm not 100% sure. It's most likely gonna be Calm or Reformed because they're the Initiator Flex. 100 Thieves, Stellar is a good IGL. I couldn't find anywhere where NRGs was, but I'm pretty sure it's hazed. Is Valen better than any of the IGLs? I'm gonna skip Valen for now. I'll come back to him. Net, he tweeted that he is a sentinel and he's interested in playing the IGL role. I don't know if you'll get the IGL role, honestly, but out of the sentinels, you have Tex, who's an amazing chamber player. You have Will, who is their chamber player / duelist. Boost, I think he'll get it over Boost in my opinion. And Mitch, I think that the teams that are most likely going to go through the most change, in my opinion, are Cloud9 and EG, and Sentinels, obviously. But Sentinels already have their chamber player in tens. So I think, I'm going to add Net. I think Net will make a team. Trent is an interesting one because he has not publicly said anything about being available. He is rumored to be though, so I am going to leave him off for now. But he would make the list if he was 100%, but I don't know. I'll skip Jonah P for now. I'll come back to him. Zelsis is 100% going to make it. He is listed as a flex, so I don't know where to put him. I think I'm going to put him under Initiator because he mainly plays with Sentinels. He mainly played KO, but he also did play Neon on Fracture, so I don't know. Most flex players are like Initiators, Controllers, Sentinels, so I'm just going to put him under Initiator. This is a mess of a video, Jesus Christ. I think Xander will make it. Xander is the IGL. He's an IGL / controller / sentinel / initiator. This is what he said, he publicly said this. So if it comes to this and I have to make some changes around, I will do that. I have question marks on Wardell because he has tweeted about going back to CS, but he's also tweeted about making a team. I don't know if that was for that Toronto's Viper Pit thing, but he has question marks on him, so I'm just gonna leave him off. Baby J will make it, in my opinion. I'm just gonna add him here. Baby J is an incredible player, and it will be sad if he does not make it. Now we come to the two TSM boys that are available because Sabrosa, GMD, and Seven are still under contract. So Corey and Rossi. I don't know, I'd have to check their stats. Rossi is listed as Initiator / Sentinel. His stats are not the best. I don't know, actually. I don't know if he will make it. Corey, on the other hand, is a duelist, I believe. Yes. And his stats are really good. I think Corey will get picked up. I'm not too sure about Rossi though. I'm gonna add Corey here. I don't think Rossi will make it. Now Moose was Shopify Republic. He is listed under Flex. I need to make sure. I'm just gonna look at what agents he plays mainly, because he, like I said, he's listed under Flex, but I just want to see what he mostly plays. He plays Controller, Sentinel, Initiator. That's a hard one. I don't know where to put him. I'll put Moose under Controller because he does play a lot of Omen. And now we come to Xset. Xset have said that they come as a 5-man. If any of the Xset players get picked up, they have to come as a 5. So I don't know. I think at least one of the teams has to be desperate enough to do that. Cloud9 or EG might just fucking drop all their players and pick up all of XSET. I think XSET will. Yeah, I think XSET will eventually. I think XSET will get picked up by EG. EG will probably drop all of their players and then pick up XSET, and then the rest of these people will be picked up. Jogamo 100% needs to be needs to be on a team. Let me just add XSET. Okay, I have officially added XSET to the chart. I've also decided to put TenZ and Ye in the Sentinel role because they're going to mainly be playing Chamber along with Cryo. Now there's another two teams that I have question marks on, and that's T1 and FaZe. Because if you didn't know, T1 got accepted as a partner team, but in Pacific, the Pacific Division or League or whatever it's going to be called. So T1 was a Korean organization, but they came over to NA for Valorant, I believe. But now they're going back to Korea. Now the reason that there's question marks around it is because they have 2 Korean players, and their other 3 players have been tweeting recently in Korean. So I am wondering if the 5 of them will stay as a team on T1 but move over to Korea. I think 100% the 2 Korean players will stay on the team. The question marks come with the other 3. In my opinion, if the other 3 don't go to Korea and they stay here in NA, I don't think they're gonna make any of the players are gonna get picked up. Maybe Steel, but I don't know. Now the other team I had question marks on was FaZe, because none of the players have announced that they are available, right? It seems that they are sticking together and gonna be going into the tier 2 scene together. I think this is what I'm thinking based off of what I've seen, but that very well could not be true. If it isn't true, and then you have like people like Baby Bay by himself and Superman, then they will 100% get picked up. But right now, I'm not too sure. So that leaves the chart here with everyone that's available. Now, let me get rid of all this just to make it easier for myself. I'm gonna go through the teams that their rosters are already there and put them into the chart as well, kicking off the ones that I think are a bit stepped down. So from this, I'm going to assume that Sick is going to be picked up. I think Sinatra is going to be just fully content, as well as Zoms. I don't know about Campeki. I don't know what's going to happen with him. So right now I'm going to assume that it's this 4 plus Sick. So I already put in TenZ. Now Shazam, I'm going to put him in just because we're at the start of the list. As I go through the teams, I'll cut people off. Shazam, Dapper. I'm going to put Dapper at the initiator role because that's what he was playing during the LCQ. But his main role was like Cypher, the Sentinel role. Shroud, I don't know. They still have him on their official website. I don't think he's still a part of Sentinels, but he is still looking for a team, and he is a controller, so he will be there. Sick is Flex. He mainly plays Phoenix or Initiator. I think he sometimes played Smokes. So I'm gonna put Sick under the. Let me check out what he's done. I just want to see what roles he's played recently. And it seems like recently he's played mostly Smokes. I'm gonna put him under controller because it seems to me that that's what he mainly plays under the Flex umbrella. He mainly plays Smokes. So I'm gonna put Sick here, but he may or may not be moved around. Now, like I said, Zoms, Campeki, Sinatra, I'm just gonna leave off. Cloud9. Zeppa is a big enough name to make it. Vanity is a decent IGL. Like I said, I'm gonna put him on the list for now, but he might get kicked off as I go through the list. I'm gonna put Zeppa. I think that Cloud9 might cut Leaf. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cloud9 cut all of their players and picked up XSET, like I said before. I think Evil Geniuses are more likely to do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cloud9 did that. So I think that maybe it could just be Zeppa and Vanity that stay in on a team. I wouldn't be surprised if Curry stayed on a team because Curry is a big name from CS:GO, but I think it's just going to be Zeppa and Vanity. maybe Mitch, but I think it's just going to be Zeppa and Vanity. Now on Evil Geniuses, Boost is really good, but Jawgamo is an incredible player. He's listed as a duelist and a flex. You can see here that he mainly plays Raze or KO or Fade, but his main role is duelist, but he is under the flex umbrella. And I think that if he wants to be on a tier 1 team, he has to embrace the more of the flex side of things. I really want him to. He is one of my favorite players to watch. So I hope to God that he stays in on a team. So I'm just gonna hope and pray that he accepts more of the flex role and goes on the initiator. I messed up Boostio's name, my fault. Boostio is an incredible player, but he falls under that chamber duelist role. And looking at the players that are already there, I don't know, because he is an incredible player. He's an amazing player, but I don't know if he can make. He might make it over net, and the orgs might underestimate Baby J, but I don't know. He might make it over Corey. I don't think Boostio's gonna make it. 100 Thieves is interesting because I think 100 Thieves might keep all their players. 100% they're gonna keep Asuna. Who is Asuna gonna take off? Now Asuna is listed as a flex player, but as you can see, he mainly plays initiator and occasionally plays Raze. So I'm gonna put him under the initiator umbrella. And with that, I think he's going to remove Jawgamo. As sad as I am to say that, I think he's going to take out Jawgamo because I don't see him taking out BCJ with the run he had at Champions. I don't think Sentinels are going to let go of Dapper. If Dapper even plays Initiator, he might just go full time back to Sentinel. Crashies is 100% going to be in the big leagues. And so is Zelsis. So I think I really love watching Jawgamo play, but I think Asuna is going to take out Jawgamo. Stellar might knock off. I'm confused because I saw something that said that Xset were coming to as a package 5-man, but Def. Let me just check his Twitter just to be sure. He tweeted that he is a unrestricted free agent in the IGL position, but he never mentioned anything about sticking with the roster, so I do not know, and no other Xset members replied to it. But Stellar, I think, if I'm reading the situation correctly, I think Def will not be picked up, if I'm reading it correctly, but I think Stellar will probably stay with Under Thieves. Bang, like I said, I'm just filling this out for now. Derek will get picked up. Is Dapper not gonna make it? Yeah. Dapper might make it over net. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put Derek here and then put Dapper here. But then we get Will, because Will is the chamber player, you know? See, this is where like there should be more teams. Not just like more NA teams, there should be just more teams in general in you know? Either Baby J or Dapper aren't gonna make it in favor of Will, and I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at like this for now, because we come to NRG now, and then we have Som. This is where the shit gets hard, man, because I don't know. I don't know. Som plays mostly flex. He plays Initiator and Raze mostly. I think Zelsis might not make it. I don't know, because I don't see any of the duelists not making it. Maybe Corey or Zeppa. I don't know, man. It's hard. Hazed might make it over Moose. Then you have people like Ethan, Tex. Oh, Tex. Jesus Christ. I think Tex will make it over. Baby J, which I think Dapper or Baby J is the Sentinel that's most likely not going to make it. I'm just gonna pick Dapper because I don't think Sentinels is gonna drop Dapper. In my opinion, Dapper could be out in favor of Will or Boostio. Corey or Zeppa might be out for like Som or Will, maybe Boostio. But for now, I believe that these are going to be the 25. In my opinion, these are going to be the 25 NA players in the Americas League. So yeah, that's, in my opinion, those are the 25 players that will be on the partner teams in the NA teams in the Americas League. I don't think I'm going to do this for the EMEA League. I might do it later on, like a couple years down the line if I'm still making videos, because that's when things are going to get more interesting, where especially in the Americas League, where you're gonna get the mixing of the regions together. During Champions, the two best players were Ye and King. King being on Leviathan. So it's gonna be interesting to see if there's gonna eventually be more NA players, more LATAM players, more Brazilian players, or if one region might just take over entirely. But for now, these are the top my 25 players that NA players that will make it. I do think that eventually you'll have players like Will, Sam, Boostio make it to partner teams, like either get signed by the teams or through Ascension. But yeah, for now, that is my list of who I think will be on a team by the time the season starts. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.